Sims, and we are back with more Sweet Fuse, and we are in Shirabe's route because we decided to do him before Shido because we like Shido and we want to save him for as last as we can possibly get him. So, we are in Chapter 4, well, Stage 4. We are kind of all splitting up because Maya's missing. So, hey, what? How many times do I have to tell you no fucking screaming? What is your fucking problem? Stop it. God. I love you, but you're so annoying when you shriek like that. Don't know why you do it. You could be nice and chirp nice and play nice, but you've got to shriek and scream and make me want to get your voice box removed. Like, for fuck's sake. You need like a little shock collar or something. That'd be so mean. I would never do that. But like, my God. And you know what? I'm going to take your toys away. Every single time you shriek, one toy gets taken away. I couldn't do that either. I used to do that to my parakeet. Like, she'd be, like, being such an asshole, or she was being bad. Like, I don't remember what she would do, but she'd just like, okay, well, we're taking your toy away. Her favorite toy. You would just kind of pull it up through the cage and kind of put it on the top, and she would just sit there and stare at it and look at it. And she looked so sad. It would literally be, like, 10 seconds, and you're like, I can't do this. It's so devastating. The poor bird looks so sad. Like, I can't punish my animals. Like, first, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They're not that smart. But, like, he knows. He knows the screaming is not good. You know. You know you're being bad. What are you doing? You're just sitting there like you're napping and then you're shrieking and screaming. You want to come over here and play, come over here. But don't sit back there and just shriek at me. You're kind of a jerk. He's like, you're not looking at me. And then you look at him, he's like, that's all I wanted. I just want you to stare at me. Well, you can fly over here and sit with me, lazy butt. Anyway. Welcome to the first 5 minutes of this episode. Anyway. After splitting up, we headed to the plaza in front of Castle Hogstein. The game would be starting soon. Even so, I couldn't help but worry about Shirabe and Mai. I wonder if he's okay. It looked like his ankle still really hurt.
Oh, what's this? You seem to be short a few warm bodies.
His voice echoed across the plaza, scattering my thoughts. You're gonna have to make do with just us. I want you to approve this temporary withdrawal of the missing parties.
Oh, very well. I approve.
Oink. What? That seemed too easy.
Kimimaru Urabe is missing. Ryusei Mirashi is seriously injured. And of course, poor Ayumu Shirabe is searching for his lost daughter. How sad.
What? How did you know all that?
Oh, please. I know everything that goes on in my park.
What? Is he saying he has something to do with Mai going missing? She could really be in danger. Just the thought of it sends shivers down my spine. We do not get mad yet. I want to go help look for her, but I can't just abandon everyone else. I frowned. What should I do? Hey! I'm assuming this is Mitarashi. Well, someone's saying, hey, better late than never, right? It's probably Mitarashi. What? You... Mitarashi! I was right! You! Apparently he was not resting back at the hotel. What are you doing here? He was obviously nowhere near healthy. The whole front of his shirt was soaked with sweat. Are you okay? You're sweating like crazy. Honestly, I can barely stand up. But Mai's gone missing, right? I couldn't live with myself if I just slept all day. And we couldn't find her in the hotel. Shirabe is out looking for her right now. Looks like I made the right decision then. Time to man up and power through. Pain is the weakness leaving the body, right? Shido sighed and clapped Mitarashi on the shoulder, but didn't notice when the other man winced. The bromance, man! Normally, right now I'd be calling you an idiot and demanding you go back to the hotel. And you are an idiot, but honestly, we could really use your help. No sweat, man. Leave it to me. They nodded to one another, then turned to me. Like, I mean, the amount of I can't even handle the amount of emotion that's going on between us. Like, it's like, that is as emotionful as they get with each other, but it's still like, oh my god, they love each other so hard. I love it. Spacey, Yes? Go help Shirabe. What? Really? Are you sure? Yes. None of us want anything to happen to Mai. Go. Right. Thank you. I turned and took off. There was no time to waste. I was like, really? We're gonna go play this game? But where's Shirabe? I need to find him first. We are never gonna finish. We are never gonna get to do the other fucking things. Unless we did them in Shido's route, or we'll do them technically when we go down his route next, but... Sorry, I just got the sneezes. But where's Shirabe? I need to find him first. Oh, my nose is all itchy too, so that's not helping. I pulled out my cell phone and dialed Shirabe. Hey, what's going on? Why are you calling me? Because I love you. I just want to know what you're doing. What are you thinking about? Mitarashi showed up, so they sent me off to help you look for Mai. What? God, that idiot. He's gonna get himself killed. Where are you? I can come to you. Thanks. I'm over at Bizarre Planet. I'll wait for you at the entrance. Where's that? It's the shopping area near the main gate. Got it. Be there in a few minutes. Alright. Thanks. Alright, I gotta hurry. Just like he'd said, Bizarre Planet was full of shops, and he was waiting near the entrance. Shirabe! Hey there, little lady. How's your ankle? I can walk well enough. Don't worry about me. Okay, so why are we starting here? Well, I figured there were a lot of fun-looking stores, so if I was a kid, I might go here. Yeah, but the lights are off in most of them. True, but look at all of them. There's a chance one or two are open, right? He looked over toward the shops and rubbed his chin. Oh, Hoxtie knew about my disappearing. What? He didn't say anything else, but it made me think he could have had something to do with it. And then we need to hurry. She might be in real danger. Right. We started to look for a store that a little girl would like. Well, what about that one over there? Oh, let's have a look. Unfortunately, its lights weren't on, although they were pretty cute. There were plenty of stores, but none of them seemed to be open. Mai! If you're here, say something. We called out to her as we walked, but didn't get any response. Oh, wait, is this? I bent down to pick up a wrapper from in front of a candy shop. Oh, what's wrong? This is from the candy that Mai had. Then, do you think she might have come this way? She's like fucking in the candy store eating all the candy. I'd say it's a good bet. And look, the lights are on in this one. Inside, I could see a piglet standing behind the counter. I stood back up, and we headed inside. Jazz hands! Did a little girl come in here? The piglet shook his head. Shirabe had been examining the candy in the store, but now he stomped up to the piglet. Don't you hurt Jazz hands, goddammit. You are this close to getting turned into bacon, pal. Okay. He's the one with all the fucking pig product puns. That's all. I can enjoy this, alright. And now spill it! This candy isn't sold here, so who the hell was eating it? But all the piglet did was shake its head. They're usually so cooperative. Why is this one acting like this? Shirabe... Yeah, I know. Something's up. We left the piglet alone and started looking around the inside of the store. Mai, are you here? Where are you, Mai? We looked everywhere, but she was nowhere to be found. Frustrated, Shirabe turned on the piglet again. Are you sure you don't know anything? It only shook its head vigorously. Damn it! Hogstein's keeping them quiet, isn't he? Quieter than usual, I mean. Maybe... It doesn't look like we're gonna get anything out of him, though. With nothing else left to try, we headed out of the store. Wow, headed out of the store. Kind of mumbled that one, didn't I? I don't think any of the other stores are open. Maybe we can try the arcade. Does she like games? Well, honestly, I don't know. What? But I mean, don't all kids like that stuff? Oh, well, I guess so, but... You know, we didn't come here because he said Mai liked shopping or something. He just said he figured a kid might like it. Does he really know so little about his own daughter? She is your daughter. First of all, she's like a little clone of him. So yeah, but that's fucking hilarious. And the implication is just cruel. She is your daughter, right? Like, are you sure your wife didn't cheat on you and get knocked out by the milkman? Cause like, holy fucking shit. You don't really know her that well, do you? Even if we weren't using a guide, I think that would have been the answer I chose. Cause like, she is your daughter, right? That's such a douche move. But then again, I might have been tempted to say that. He gave me a sad nod. Yeah, pretty pathetic, I know. Oh, well, that's his business, not mine. I shouldn't be so nosy. But then he smiled. And that's why I'm glad I've got you helping me out, though. Good to have a girl's perspective, right? Well, I'm glad I can help. We'll find her in no time. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Good to have a girl's perspective. Why? Because you think a girl knows everything about kids? Or I'm a girl, so I'll know everything that a girl kid likes? I don't fucking know. Dude, I don't fucking know. I know less about your kid than you do. No, I'm probably better at this than he is. That's sad. Huh. As we neared the path to the next attraction, though, I noticed a whiff of a familiar smell. Something wrong? I think I recognize this smell. It was faint, but it was definitely lemony. Yeah, I remember it from my dream. Smell? Yeah, like lemons. I got a whiff of it this morning when I kind of half woke up. I looked down at the path we were next to, and Shirabe followed my gaze. All right, let's trust your nose. This way? Yep, let's follow the scent. Follow your nose, Toucan Sam. To the Fruit Loops. I don't know what fucking Fruit Loops are. Oh! Oh, this is the Coliseum thing. You know what the weird thing is? I don't know why I never realized it was right here. Like, I'm stupid. I was like, wait, isn't this where the thing is? No. Wow. Also, can we go on that motherfucking roller coaster? Because that thing looks fucking legit. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we headed out of Bizarre Planet toward the path, but as soon as we left the shops, the smell disappeared. Huh. It's gone. Well, all the shops kept it kind of closed in. And maybe that was why it didn't dissipate. Maybe. And you're pretty sure it came from down here, right? Let's just keep going. Okay. I wonder what that smell was. Whatever it was, it seemed like it was important. Yeah, and I'm like, who was the person that was in our room? Was it M2? Hey. Yes? I was a little surprised when Shirabe pulled me out of my thoughts. Sorry, I'm about to talk when I'm stressed. You mind if I tell you a little about myself? I just need to do something. Yeah, I really don't know anything about him, do I? I had to admit I was pretty curious. Sure, go ahead. Well, actually, I guess it's not really about me. It's about Mai. Shirabe thought for a minute and then started to talk. My wife had always been kind of frail, but giving birth to Mai took too much out of her, and she died a few months later. Oh. Hey, don't be like that. It's the past. It's done. Okay. Anyway, Mai doesn't even remember her. She was too young when she died. I wanted to raise her myself, but being a single dad turned out to be a job and a half, and I already had a job. I can't count the interviews I did on less than an hour of sleep. The kind of reporting I do can get into some shady parts of the world, and every so often someone gets a bug up their ass and threatens me or my family. Oh, geez, really? Did that happen? Yeah, Mai was fine, but it made me realize she wasn't safe with me. I asked my wife's parents to look after her. Oh, so that's why she wasn't living with him. That was quite a while ago, and I'm so busy that I don't have to get to see her that much. And when I do, I never know what to talk about. Wow. It seemed like she was bigger every time I went to visit, and pretty quick she was turning into this little person that I didn't know. And now I feel like I can't even talk to her, and here I am not even knowing what she likes. Girls are hard. That was me, like, Shirabe, it's more like kids are hard. He looks so sad. I feel like I should say something. You should pay more attention to her. Such a douche move. Wow. I just want to go and do all the douche things. Don't beat yourself up so much. Your family, I'm sure you'll figure it out. You really think so? I nodded. Yeah, I do. Family means you've always got something in common. Besides, look at how worried you are about her. You really care about Mai, and she'll be able to see that. You might feel awkward now, but that'll go away. No, it'll just get worse as she gets older, to be honest. Man, in the way you say that, I almost feel like I believe you. It's not like I'm making shit up. He gave me a shy sort of grin. Never thought a kid would cheer me up like that. A kid. From his point of view, I probably was just a kid, but why does it bother me when he says that? Girl, because you've fallen in love with these boys way too fast. These men. Because, only 2 of them are, your fucking age. Something wrong, little lady. Oh, no, nothing. Just hoping we find Mai soon. You and me both. Right. Maya's our first priority. Time to get back on track. Following the path that Smell had put us on took Shirabe and me to an attraction we hadn't seen before. It looked like half of the building had collapsed, and in front of it was a huge stone with a sword in it. This is Round Table Coliseum Nights 4. That was what it said on the sign, at least. Coliseum, huh? That's a little ominous. We haven't been to this one yet. Do you think Mai's in here? He looked up at the attraction and tapped his forehead with one finger. With a round table and a sword and stone, I think this attraction must have something to do with King Arthur. King Arthur? Yeah, he's a sort of mythic figure, a king of England who famously seated his knights at a round table to show that they were all equal. The legend goes that he was able to pull the sword Excalibur from a stone, thereby signifying his divine right to be king. I see. There are some other theories about how he got Excalibur, though. Some legends say it was actually given to him by a lady of the lake. But whatever the case, it was said that King Arthur wore the sword from the day he got it until the day he died. Gosh, he wasn't kidding when he said he talks when he's stressed. Still, there was no denying that his knowledge was impressive. How do you know so much about everything? Fucking nerd. The nature of my work, I guess. You need to know all that to write articles? Well, if I just write down what I get from an interview, it feels kind of shallow. You have to know something about the subject so you can add your insight. Oh, huh. And besides, the more you know, the better your chances of finding the truth. Shirabe trailed off, and I looked up to see him staring off into the distance. Is he remembering something? Before I could think about it too much, though, I noticed something much more immediate. Sorry, sneeze. Oh! What is it? The smell! It's back! What? The lemons? Yeah, I think mine might be here. Maybe. Huh. What's wrong? The door's open. You're right. Almost as if it was trying to lure us in. All right, let's go. On the other side of the door, we found ourselves in a room that looked like some kind of arena. The seats were empty, but there was a large screen in the middle of a circular cage. It really is a coliseum. I was planning to save this baby. Oh, Cat's Hogstein. I was like, what?
I was planning to save this baby for the last day.
It's Hogstein! His voice filled the chamber as he spoke.
But I'm going to assume you just got lost and somehow found yourself here. So if you leave immediately, I won't punish you for it.
You bastard! What did you do with Mai?
Do with Mai? Whatever could you be talking about?
This is fucking Mai.
Hey, Piggy, can I eat this one too?
Mai?
Hey, you! Be quiet! Huh? But why?
She'd better be safe, Hogstein. Shirabe was practically shaking with impotent anger, so I'm just guessing that he's the one that snuck into our room.
Well, I guess now you've caught me!
He explained that Mai had been an unexpected guest, but that he had no intentions of being anything other than a gentleman.
I mean, I'm not a monster. I'm not gonna hurt her. Really, you two should have just played the game like you were supposed to.
Oink oink. Shirabe ground his teeth. Why did you kidnap Mai?
I just wanted her to know what kind of person her father was.
What?
You haven't told her what you did to all those poor grieving families? Oh dear, this could get awkward.
Oink. Oh, he must have done something about that bus accident. What is he talking about? I didn't remember hearing him say anything about interviewing grieving families.
I'll personally guarantee my Shirabe's safety. On the 7th day, she'll be returned to you unharmed. Well, physically unharmed. I can't guarantee if she'll be quite the same person, I don't want to say no.
If you got a problem with me, amigo, you keep it between us. Let Mai go. She doesn't have anything to do with this.
What a coincidence that the daughter of a man who used family tragedy to benefit himself would end up here. Truly, this must be a miracle straight from God.
Urgh.
I bet the stakes are a little higher for you now, eh? Oh, this should make things exciting!
What a jerk! There's no way he's actually gonna give Mai back. And what's the deal with saying that he's gonna use her to manipulate Shirabe? That's awful! But the worst is acting like her being here is some kind of blessing. It's anything but that. What's wrong with you? I love this guy because we get to get mad every single time.
Ah! Sorry!
His apology seemed almost instinctive. Don't be such a selfish jerk! Give Mai back to her father!
I told you I'd give her back at the end of the 7 days, didn't I? Isn't that enough?
Shirabe spat. Like hell it is. You just want to brainwash her like you did with the piglets.
What? Come on, what are you talking about?
Stuff it, pork chop. I know what you're up to. You know how many cults I've seen pull the same shtick. Your piglets aren't anything new. It only takes one look to see that each one of those poor bastards has you in his head somewhere. They do whatever you tell them to, no questions asked, and with no idea of what they're really doing. True, they are brainwashed. I bet you have some sort of directive telling them not to talk, but to help us otherwise. Am I wrong? I mean, we already knew that, so okay. There was a long moment of silence before Hogstein spoke. So I'm guessing he wrote a story. Maybe he is the reason that someone got blamed for the bus crash when it wasn't their fault. Because remember, Mayoshi was like, I saw the car driving down the wrong side, but then it came out that the bus driver fell asleep or whatever, and he must have been the person that wrote that story. Oh my god. Everyone is tied to that bus crash, is all I'm saying. There was a long moment of silence before Hogstein spoke.
I really can't let my guard down around you, can I? If I'm not careful, you just might figure out who I am. You're dangerous. It's looking more and more like taking your daughter was a wise decision.
I have a feeling, though, that we might find out who Hogstein is in Shirabe's route, and that's why we should have done Shido's route first, but it's fine. God damn it, you bastard! Give her back! You're hiding in the back with her, right? He started to walk toward the door in the back of the room.
I strongly recommend you check yourself, lest you wreck yourself.
Okay, props to Hogstein for that, because that's fucking hilarious.
If you open that door, I'll have no choice but to start the game. And since I have to improvise, there's a pretty good chance it might not be up to code.
Oink, oink, oink.
I'm saying you could die.
Shirabe looked at me and I nodded. If this is what we have to do to get Mai back, then I'm going to. Then start it up. We're coming in. But let me tell you something, Hogstein. Once I find you, you're giving Mai back whether you want to or not.
Determination! I like it! Then you can consider this extra special bonus round started as of now! There's no time limit. The prize for winning is Mai Shirabe herself. But if you lose, I'll be taking your lives.
And with that, he hung up. Ah, jeez. We have to beat the whole thing with just the two of us? I swallowed. It was daunting. Sorry, little lady. You don't have a dog in this fight, but I got you tied up in it anyway. No, it's okay. Now come on, we can't let him beat us. Let's do this. I gave him a big smile. Thanks. She's not my daughter or anything, but I'm worried about my too. If I wasn't prepared to get my hands dirty, I wouldn't be here right now. So chin up. So I think we might find out in this route because, you know what I mean? And then we can do the secret end route, which I'm gonna guarantee you is Hogstein. But it really feels more and more like that, especially because he snuck into our room. He's the one that snuck into our room and kidnapped her, because I doubt it was Urabe that did it, but maybe it was. I don't know. Let's go get her back. Together. Yeah, you're right. Thanks. He smiled, and I thought maybe some of the tension had eased out of his shoulders. Good. The door in the back opened with a slow creak. Hi, Jazz Hands. Hey, what's up, you? Well, I forgot the name we gave that one, like, Sup Yo? I think it was Sup Yo, something like that. But he's just like, Yo Yo, or Yo Yo, something like that. But it's Jazz Hands and whatever his name is. He's not as important as Jazz Hands, is all I'm saying. But two piglets appeared from behind it. They're here. Are we going to have to fight them? Neither piglet said anything, of course, but one climbed up on the stage and tossed over what he'd been carrying. And these are gloves and shin guards? They gave us 2 pairs. I guess we're supposed to put them on. The piglets nodded. Do you know how? Yeah, of course. You have to pull the strings pretty tight or it'll come off later. Alright, you're good. Thanks. With the gloves and shin guards on, we looked like boxers. Both piglets had already put on their gear. The one on the stage beckoned for us to come up and join him. Fight it out, huh? Somebody's really committing to the Colosseum theme. He sighed and climbed up on the stage. Are you going to be okay? Yeah, don't worry. I won't let him hurt you. Thanks, and good luck. Yeah. Are we gonna have to fight Jazz Hands? There was no announcement or buzzer. It just started. It looked like Hogstein really was rushing things. Shirabe and the piglets settled into their fighting stances and faced one another. Hey! Alright, let's see what you got, buddy. He held up his fists in front of his face, ready to attack or defend, and he moved nimbly around the stage as he was waiting for the piglet to attack. Does he have experience boxing? They kept their distance from one another and circled around the stage for several long moments before the piglet charged forward with a jab. Shirabe dodged lightly out of the way and countered with a punch of his own. The piglet was too quick to get hit with the full force of the blow, but Shirabe's attack grazed its arm. Whoa! The piglet arched its back and collapsed to the floor. What the hell was that? It sounded like electricity. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, but I barely even touched him. He looked down at the gloves. And there must be more to these than meets the eye. Like what? I don't know, but it seems pretty clear we'd better dodge anything they throw at us. Getting hit would be, well... The piglet shook its head slowly and clambered back to its feet. It looked a little shaky, but clearly wasn't ready to give up just yet. Shirabe carefully kept his distance and watched for an opening. Bird! Take this! His fist slammed into the piglet's face. Its head snapped back and it fell backwards onto the stage. Yes! What's the matter? Had enough already? The piglet didn't respond. Is it dead? No, he's breathing, but I don't think there's any fight left in him. Then you won! Looks like it. Easier than I thought, actually. That was amazing! I didn't know you knew how to box. Hey! Again, why do we have to keep having this conversation? Go inside your cage if you want water, dumbass. Why are you so fucking stupid? God, I know you don't want to go in your cage, but that's where you have to go to drink. Or drink out of your dish up top. You cannot fucking drink out of the water bottle from outside the cage, you dumbass. I don't know why you're so stupid sometimes. God. It'd be kind of funny if you weren't shrieking and being obnoxious about it. Stop! He's like really fucking irritating me tonight. Like really fucking irritating. Like, I don't know. Well, it's not always sunshine and kisses in my line of work. I figured I should know how to defend myself, so I put in a few hours at a boxing gym. All I really know are some basics, though. As we were talking, the second piglet had climbed up on the stage. So you're next, huh? Bring it on. Instead of keeping its distance like the other piglet had done, this one rushed straight towards Shirabe. It dodged his attack, then kicked out at him. Gah! Oh no! Shirabe was totally unprepared for a kick, and it caught him on the leg. With a cry, he crumpled to the floor. I completely forgot about the shin guards. Don't usually kick people in boxing. Are you okay? Yeah, I can't afford to let this bastard pull me down. He climbed a little shakily to his feet. Although now I know why the other one went down so quick. Each hit electrocutes you. Just a few and you're burnt toast. What? He turned to face the piglet again and dropped into a fighting stance. But his footwork wasn't quite as impressive as before. He seemed to be favoring his left leg. That's where he got hurt yesterday. Did he twist it again when he fell down? The piglet noticed it too and began to relentlessly attack Shirabe's bad leg. Damn! The fight quickly became a defensive one for Shirabe, as he tried desperately to avoid the piglet's kicks. Damn it! Every punch Shirabe threw, the piglet easily dodged. Gah! Another kick connected, and he fell to the floor. Shirabe! The piglet had kicked him in his bad leg, and from the look on his face, I could see he was in a lot of pain. Damn it. This isn't over yet. No, stop! He's going to kill you! Shirabe climbed to his feet again, but by now he looked like he was struggling to stay upright. I know he wants to save Mai, but he's going to get himself killed. He was too slow now to even avoid the piglet's attacks, and another kick slammed into his leg. This time he didn't get up. The piglet didn't stand down, though. Are they really going to make him fight to the death? Please, you have to stop! The piglet turned and gestured for me to get up on the stage. So if I fight and beat him... But Shirabe actually had training as a boxer, and he'd been beaten. How could I possibly do anything? That doesn't matter. I have to try. If we lose here, we'll never get Mai back. I stood up straight and climbed onto the stage. But bring it on! Like this? Oh wait, like this? Ah, jeez. I did my best to imitate Shirabe's stance and tried to calculate the distance between myself and the piglet, but I didn't really feel like a winner. I'd never been in a fight before. In any kind of fight. But if we lose here, then it's all over. I have to protect Shirabe and get Mai back. You can do this, Spacey. That's right, save the man. The piglet seemed to be waiting for an opportunity to attack. Hold on. I was not going to make it through that whole thing without sneezing, so I wasn't sure why. I couldn't have been more full of openings if I'd been Swiss cheese. What should I do? Well, if I can get around behind him. I tried to walk like Shirabe had and moved around the stage toward the piglet's back. Unfortunately, he turned as I moved, and I realized I really should have thought things out a little better. There had to be an opening for me somewhere. That's what the guide said. If the piglet attacked me, it would be all over. I had to be careful. Very Ah! Dang it! I've been so focused on the piglet that I hadn't been watching where I was going. I tripped over, of all things, Shirabe's unconscious body. The piglet decided that was his opening. Ah! Electricity coursed through my body. The pain was so intense that I could feel myself beginning to black out. I could barely move and my whole body stung. Around the edge of my vision, the world was starting to darken. It said circle around in the guide. The piglet didn't seem to be in the mood for mercy, though. I could see it walking toward me. Well, this is definitely not Jazz Hands, okay? So Jazz Hands is definitely not in this one. No, no! I can't pass out now! If that happens, it's game over. Then I have to do something. I tried to move my arms, but they refused. Is this it? Is this the end? Then I heard the sound of arcing electricity. Huh? The piglet that had been standing over me collapsed. What the? Take that. Shirabe! His hands were wrapped around the piglet's ankles. That was you? Yeah. I don't think that'd be a legal move. But I couldn't let him hit you again. The piglet wasn't moving. Looks like we did it. I guess. Hey, you okay? Good. And then I passed out. I was really hoping we were gonna, like, at least kick some ass a little bit. Maybe get a hit in something. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So our parents died in the bus crash, I'm assuming. I'm just, and then he must have written about it. But maybe he caused the... what if... So maybe Hogstein or M2 or whatever, maybe their father was the bus driver or something. You know what I mean? Like, they are tied to it somehow, and they're pissed off about it for some reason. So it's the only thing I can think, Mm-hmm. When I woke up again, my eyelids felt like they were made of lead, and my head felt like someone had filled it full of especially sharp gravel. Where am I? Hey, you're up. Shirabe? I blinked and looked over at him, and then everything came rushing back. That's right. I was fighting that piglet and it hit me, and then I passed out. My gloves had been removed, and Shirabe had taken off his coat and laid it over me. We won, right? Yeah, we did. He nodded firmly. That's good. Ah! I tried to get up, but when I did, my joint screamed in pain. Whoa there, little lady. Maybe you shouldn't be running around just yet. Okay. I owe you an apology. I owe you an apology, I think. I said I'd keep you safe, but then I let all this happen. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Like what? We're both safe now, and that's what matters. Besides, you did keep me safe. If you hadn't stopped that guy when you did... And that goes both ways, And it was a victory won by both of us. We both are good. She's talking normal, but I feel like she'd be a little like drunky McDrunkers. Like, my brain is fried. Yeah, I guess you're right. He gave me a small, tight smile. Oh, how long has it been? Don't worry. He told us there's no time limit, remember? Besides, she's his leverage. He won't do anything to her. Huh? Yeah, I guess you're right. It didn't feel right to try and go back to sleep, so I sat up and handed Shirabe's jacket back to him. Thank you for the coat. It was very warm. Yeah? Good to hear. I checked my phone and realized the day was already over. I, passed out after we won, but... Oh, that's him. I, passed out after we won. But when I came to, the piglets were already gone. It's past midnight. Yeah. Oh, looks like Shido tried to call me a couple times. He probably got worried when we never showed up. They were probably all worried about us, in fact. I should call them back and let everyone know we're safe. No, we're in the middle of a game. If we call them, we break the rules, remember? Oh, right. Until we've beaten the game, we can only talk to each other. You just focus on resting up for now. Who knows what other hoops he's gonna make us jump through. You're right. We sat quietly at the corner of the stage for a while. Shirabe had said he felt restless, but it didn't take long for him to quiet down and close his eyes. Shirabe? What's up? What was Hogstein talking about this afternoon? When he said you were bothering some families. Ah, yes. That. I'm curious, I take it. Yeah, I mean, well, I've got you in this deep. I guess you have a right to know. I'd like to, if that's okay. He nodded and rubbed his forehead. This all happened right at the beginning of my career. It was about 12 years ago. Oh, look at that! Convenient. A bus and a bus and a car collided in Canado? Canado? Okay. Never heard of that place. Never heard of it, so I don't know. Anyway, and just about everyone involved died, including a friend of mine. You could call him my mentor if you feel like being poetic. A brilliant writer and journalist, full of passion. So like everybody lost someone, except for Mayoshi, he just witnessed it. But like everybody like lost somebody on this. He sounds like an awesome guy. Oh right, except for Urabe, whose father was the reason this happened. The whole thing was odd right from the start. See, the bus had jumped the center divider for no apparent reason to collide with the car, which was on the other side of the road. And then the bus turned over and both vehicles caught on fire. My mentor was on the bus with his wife. So, they both. Yeah. Anyway, the cops decided it was an accident and not something more malicious. And they'd uncovered information that the driver had some sort of condition that caused him to lose it and swerve across the road. But I think they're wrong. What do you mean? When it happened, my friend was going after some pretty dirty guys. Major corruption stuff. It would have been a huge story. A few days before the crash, he'd called me and told me he'd finally got the proof he needed. Okay. So Urabe's dad arranged this to have Shirabe's mentor killed. Okay. All right. I got that. Sure. Maybe it was just an unfortunate coincidence, but what if it wasn't? So then... But see, we know what really happened. So according to what Mayoshi saw, there was a car driving down the wrong side of the road. The bus swerved to avoid it, went flying over the divider, and crashed into the... Oh, no. And crashed into the other car. So... Was Urabe's dad's hired hand the one driving the car down the wrong side of the road so that the bus would swerve and avoid it? You know what I mean? Caused it. Okay? But, like... If he was like, oh, it was an accident. Oh, I don't believe that was an accident. Why would Hogstein be mad? Because I feel like Hogstein has some kind of investment in this bus accident. You know, and that's why he's pissed at Urabe's dad, because Urabe's dad caused this accident. So I'm assuming it's someone in his family died in it. But, like, the police were like, oh, yep, nope, bus driver's at fault. So you would be pissed if you were the bus driver's kid, right? So I'm just going with this theory for a second. And, like, they fucking said it was his fault, but it wasn't. But it's not like, but Shirabe's like, I don't believe that. So... Why are you pissed that he didn't write a story that said it wasn't the bus driver's fault? Because it sounds more like you're pissed because he said it was the bus driver's fault. But he's the one right now saying he doesn't believe it. So it's like... Maybe he didn't uncover the truth, he let it go because his family got threatened, so now Hogstein's pissed and like, you should have run with the story and everything would have been cleared up, but you didn't and I'm pissed at you. I mean, it's the only thing I can think. So, I don't know. I couldn't get that thought out of my head, and so I've spent the last 12 years trying to get to the bottom of it. Have you found anything? No. Dead end after dead end. What? Really? It's like anything and everything relating to the whole mess was just burned off the face of the earth. But you know what? That just means I'm right. There is something going on. And I've gotten in some real scrapes trying to figure out what. And eventually they paid off, and I got my hands on a document that said there had been a single eyewitness. Once I read through it, I was more convinced than ever that the crash was no accident. Someone had been trying to shut my friend up. And I heard from someone who called himself M2. Okay. So I'm thinking... So... That's the only thing I can think, is that M2 is just pissed because it's taken you 12 years and you couldn't uncover the truth. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. I mean, we'll figure it out, obviously, but like, He told me that if I wanted to know the truth about the crash, I needed to come to the opening of this park. And that's why you were here? Yeah, I figure it must seem kind of crazy to you to be chasing after the same thing for 12 years. But it's like, the longer I'm at it, the more I need to know the truth. And at this point, I don't think I could give up even if I wanted to. I'm just wanted to point out, though, right now, she was 6 when this happened. Because we're like 18, so 12 years ago, she was 6. He was at least 18 at the time. Like, we're saying he's at least 30. That's kind of fucked up. Okay. That's kind of seriously fucked up. That you were 18 and dating him at least 30-year-old. Nope. Checked out. Look, that's slightly creepy, just like the lolly boys are to me. And the lolly boys are usually like, hey, I'm 17 and he's 16, but he looks like he's 12, and that creeps me out. So this is just fucking weird. Like, I know she's technically a legal adult, but that is just... And I really shouldn't be, like, thinking it's creepy, because, like, I have dated someone with a 12-year age difference, but every time I stop and think of it, I'm like, nope, that's creepy. When you are like, look, they were in middle school when you were in college. Oh, God! That's creepy. Like, shit like that. When you do the math, you're like, nope, that's creepy. Look, when you're, like, 40 and 52, that's not as creepy as when you're, like, 22 and, like, 35. Like, that's just fucking awkward. Been there, done that, but it's still fucking awkward. And it's still kind of creepy, so... Like, Plus, he's got a kid. He is way more mature than she is. This is not even like, well, he's, like, fucking immature as shit. I am immature as shit, so, like... Mentally, I am not my own fucking age, but... Like, he's got a kid, so... Like, I'm just saying, it's just weird. Okay, it's just weird. It's all I'm saying is weird. Oh, 12 years. That's dedication. And it all started with the death of his friend. I couldn't even begin to imagine how hard that must have been. Well, especially because it's not like, well, I mean, okay, maybe you could have also been in high school. Oh, I was in high school and taking a journalism class or something, and then this was my mentor who I looked up to, but you wouldn't call him your friend. You'd be like, he was my mentor, like my teacher. You know what I mean? So he was your friend. He seems kind of lonely sometimes. I wonder if that's why. I didn't know what to say. Hey, come on now, little lady. Don't look so glum. Here, you want one? That look on his face is so awkward and unattractive. He held out one of his snacks, and as I looked at it, I realized I hadn't eaten in over a day. Yeah, thanks. We ate his snacks until we felt a little more full. Really? That's not gonna help you feel full at all. Gotta eat that whole fucking box. So, he grabbed both pairs of gloves and stood up. Well, I think I'm gonna go have a look around. Oh, I'll go with you. Can you stand? Yeah, I'm all better now. I windmilled my arms and did a few stretches to make sure, but everything seemed to be in order. I still hurt a bit, but I figured I could handle it. I hurt a bit. That's what happens when you get old. Shirabe and I split up to investigate the Colosseum. Looks like this is our only way out. It didn't take us long to meet up at the door that Piglets had come through, which was unlocked. All right, let's go. Another fight room. The hallway on the other side of the door was pitch black. I need to be careful or I might trip. Almost as if he'd read my mind, Shirabe held out his hand. Well, we kind of get to do this one, right? Which is cool. But we never get to do the other ones. Here. What? You might trip. Give me your hand. Oh, wait, you want to hold hands? Okay, if you really think that's the best idea. I guess you're getting to be that age, huh? And now it's getting creepy again. He laughed. Come on, I'm an old man. Not like you're gonna get all hot and bothered over me. You're getting all nervous for nothing. He smiled and took my hand. It felt warm. He guided me carefully through the darkness of the hallway. I'm an old man. I mean, technically, yeah, because you're at least fucking 30, and this is fucking weird. I just feel kind of safe with him. Look, even when she's, let's just say it's a 10-year difference, right? Even at 20 and 30, that is fucking weird. 30 and 40, not as weird. Not as fucking weird. 40 and 50, really not weird. 50 and 60, like, you might as well be fucking 2 years apart. Like, the older you get, the less the age difference makes a difference. But, like, when you were in your 20s, it makes a huge fucking difference. It really fucking does, especially young 20s. Sorry, no offense, but, like, it's just, you're not in the same place in life at 20 as someone who is 30. Like, 25 and 35, you're a little bit closer, but 30 and 40, fuck it. You're old, you're over the hill, you might as well be dead. I'm sorry. Newsflash, that's what happens. As soon as you hit 30, you might as well be dead. Like, I've been might as well be dead for fucking forever. like, I mean, Jesus. It's just like, I don't know, but like, her 18 and still in high school, and he's got, this is so fucking weird. Oh, it's so creepy. Anyway. My hands felt cozy inside his, and for some reason my heart began to beat faster. I don't think it'd be as creepy if they didn't just blatantly make it obvious that he's like way fucking old. Like way older than you. What's going on with me? Something wrong. No, nothing. Yeah, well, don't fall down. Okay. He gripped my hand tight as we descended further into the darkness. What's this room? After several long minutes in the pitch-black hallway, we came onto a large room. The only lights were trained on a circular stage in the center of the room. This place feels a little different, but I think it's an arena, just like the first one. See, they're waiting for us. On the stage were more piglets, each one already wearing gloves and shin guards. What the fuck? There are 3 of them this time. Yeah. The piglets gestured for us to get up on the stage. 3 against 2. Well, I was hoping to get beaten and electrocuted to death today. But we only barely won last time. We were both still pretty exhausted, too. Things weren't looking good, especially because those piglets... Yeah, he's like, yep, nope, you're gonna die. Those piglets are well rested and not have been electrocuted at all. The piglets made a series of confrontational gestures. Well, you were definitely not Jazz Hands. He is so much nicer. Shirabe sighed and helped me put my gloves on. Ah, right. I was thinking about these gloves. I think they only put out a shock when you're up on stage. Nothing happened when I took yours off earlier, remember? Huh. So once we get up there, we need to make sure we don't touch each other, just to be safe. Don't want to knock me out, right? Okay, I'll be careful. Unless I do, because I'm evil. I'm M2. I'm S2. I am S squared. We nodded at one another and climbed up onto the stage. Just like before, the fight started in silence. Now stay behind me, little lady. No need to take chances. Right. Shirabe moved in front of me and dropped into a fighting stance. The piglets circled around us and began closing in. There's nowhere for us to go. Before long, they'd herded us into a single corner of the stage. Yeah! He tossed out a feint at one of the piglets, but they dodged it easily with a quick sidestep. Oh, that's just the beginning. Ha! Shirabe threw out several more punches. None of them hit, but when one of the piglets took a larger step to dodge, another piglet moved out of the way. What was that? It looked like the piglet had been trying to avoid touching his companion. I started watching them more closely and realized that they seemed to be watching one another closely to keep their distance. It looks like they're having a hard time working together, especially after what that one piglet did. Wait, could it? Why are the piglets avoiding each other? Shirabe and I need to remember not to touch each other's gloves. 3 against 1 is a lot to handle, even for Shirabe, especially when we have to be careful not to touch each other. The piglets have surrounded us and forced us into a corner. But even though they totally have the upper hand, they're not attacking and they keep watching each other for some reason. Like, when one dodged Shirabe, one dodged that one. If we're going to survive this match, we have to figure this out. Of course! We aren't the only ones who have to be careful about not touching each other. The piglets can shock their buddies, too. Shirabe... I kept my voice at a whisper. Is something wrong? The piglets can get shocked by each other's gloves just like we can. I think that's why they're acting kind of weird. Why didn't I see it? Good job, little lady. Now on the count of 3, I want you to book it to the right. I'm gonna go left, got it? Just trust me. Ready? 1, 2, 3! Just as Shirabe had likely planned, our sudden movement caught the piglets by surprise. He didn't waste the opening. The moment he'd flanked them, he spun around, lowered himself into a tackling stance, and charged. Yeah! One of the piglets reacted in time to throw it a kick, nicking Shirabe on the shoulder. Gah! But the momentum was on his side, and Shirabe barreled into the piglet that had attacked him like a freight train. The impact threw it into the other 2 piglets, and they collapsed like sparking dominoes. Shocking all themselves. They didn't move. It looked like their gloves and shin guards had touched, which had probably given them an extremely high voltage shock. We did it. Oh no. I ran over to Shirabe and he collapsed on the stage. Are you okay? I quickly pulled off my gloves and shin guards and grabbed Shirabe's shoulder. Yeah. And they got in one hit, but this is nothing. Nothing? You're hurt. Come on, you need to lay down. On our lap, of course. I gently stopped him from trying to get up and laid his head down on my lap. He let out a long, relieved sigh. Also, I think it's more creepy that he's like 30 and then being like, yeah, it's 18-year-old's hot. Like, I mean, the fuck, bro. I know I shouldn't, like, get nitpicky about it, but it's creepy. I'm so glad you're okay. Yeah, kind of thought we were done for there. We both smiled. And suddenly his face twisted in pain. Oh, what's wrong? Nothing. Just hurts a little, that's all. I saw his hands shake as he pressed it to his leg. Wait! Sorry about this. Before he could protest, I reached down and pulled his boot off. I grasped. The foot underneath the boot was swollen and an ugly purplish red. Is this the injury he got at the hospital? Oh my gosh. I'd noticed him favoring the leg during the first fight, but I'd never imagined. How on earth were you walking on this? Huh. Very carefully. You can't do this to yourself. Suddenly I felt like crying. I can't believe he's been like this the whole time and never said anything. He's a man. I'm fine, really. Journalists actually get into scrapes all the time, you know. Heck, I covered a war once. But my point here is that if things had gone pear-shaped earlier, then you'd have been in a pretty bad way, and I apologize for that. I'm really sorry for dragging you into this mess. You've been apologizing to me since yesterday. Huh? Stop doing that, please. What are you saying? It was my decision to come help you. So whatever happens, I chose to put myself in this situation, not you. You don't need to apologize for something you didn't do. He stared at me for several long seconds, his mouth twisted in a sort of surprised grin. Damn, guess they make high school kids pretty mature these days, huh? Almost felt like I was talking to an adult there, and this is what, and that's why how you're gonna justify wanting a fucking 18-year-old? Really? Yeah, kinda threw me for a loop, little lady. I smiled to myself. Well, sure is nice to feel like he thinks I'm not just a kid. Also, the constant references of everyone thinks I'm a kid. They treat me like a kid. I'm a kid. I'm a kid. And now you want to fuck me? Like, how fucking pervy does that make you seem? I'm just saying. It looks like those piglets were it. So I think we can take a break here for a bit. Good, good. I think that might be wise. He let out a relaxed sigh and twined his fingers together over his chest. Perfect timing. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we will come back. We'll come back to the story in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video. I'm tired. Give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.